Hi and welcome to the symposium for the 20th of March 2017. We have a quick look at the pound. On the daily chart here you can see that there's one thing especially that jumps out and grabs my eye, and that is this price imbalance here. So price accumulated, we left really quickly, very quickly, and price hasn't looked back since we came all the way down here to the all-time lows. And now price managed to retrace a little bit. We tested this little area of supply, we reacted, returned to the lows, and now we're kind of moving between this area of supply roughly and the lows down here, just here. So this is where price is currently trading between. The one to the downside, the demand has been tested 3 times previously, and it's pretty much thinned out, so I don't think that's going to offer any major support for us in the future. And one to the upside here has also been tested once, twice, and so I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen there, but what I do like is this one up here. I like how we have a parent, we have the child just below, and I'm thinking if price comes back up to the 29.15, but anywhere between 29.15 and the 29.70 area, we're going to see some sellers enter the market. Stops going above the 131.20. So I'm just going to, it's a 200 pip stop, pretty big one, but fundamentally interest rate swaps support shorting, and it would rebalance this really nice price and efficiency. So I'm just going to put that order in there. So 129.15. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go for I'm going to take 129.15 and see if price even gets there. And then we have the 131.20 for the stop, and we have this area here that we want to pay attention to, the 122.45. Okay, so we'll put that in there. We've got that one in there for us. We go to the weekly. It's really clear. You can see it. You can see it there. Look at that, just at the bottom of the weekly. I mean, that's a really nice entry, and I think price it might even come up to the 128.38. So it might be a little bit of drawdown. While price kind of finds out what it's going to do just up here, but I think once we get there, we're going to get a lot of selling. And you can see how we're having a really strong push higher here. This makes me uneasy about selling any time now, because we'll simply just be picking tops, and I don't like doing that. We might get a reaction at this level here. Price has been back there twice, so lower probability. If we have a look at something in here, if we go to the 4-hour chart, we'll probably find something interesting there, where you can see that we had these lows that have finally been compromised, in the area that caused the market structure to fail is this one here. So maybe a test at the one. Actually, we've already had the test, so yeah, difficult to say what's going to happen now. Maybe a deeper retracement, or maybe another test. You can see that when price accumulated, it left. We tested the edge of the area. Price has already been back to the 12400 area. But if we have a close look, you can see that we actually have this one here, which has been poked through. So there's another area here, and then we do have this one here, which is the one that price is currently reacting at. We go to the daily, maybe it's a bit clearer. No, not really. So I mean, that's what we have there. So I'm thinking shorts at around the 12400 to 124 40-ish area are going to look pretty good. Stops above all of this accumulation here, so stops up around here somewhere. We look a little bit higher, we have this one here. Our price rallied, accumulated, and dropped off. It's pretty nice. So something in around here, something like that. The 125.26, and then this is the one that's nested at the edge of this daily area, which we can see just here. So yeah, so that's what we can see there on the pound. On the euro, we have a few things going on. we have this area of supply that's been tested once, and prices racing towards it in a real hurry. But that might be something interesting to look at. You can see we have accumulation candle. This is going to be a continuation pattern on the 4 hour. So if we have a quick look at that, you can see we have the edge of our daily area. Yeah, so we have a sell-off, accumulation, sell-off, accumulation, sell-off. Price fed into this one, and we have the parent just here. So this is one that was tested on the release. Nice test, and then price flew down lower very quickly, so we could move this up so we get a good protection for our stop. And maybe an entry around there. And if we look a little bit higher, you can see that we have this price rallied. This is actually my weekly trend line here. We have this one up here as well. A little bit higher, something like that. A little bit deeper. An hourly one. But I like this one here. This one looks pretty interesting. This one down here. I think we'll keep our eyes on that. It's been tested a couple of times, but it looks okay as long as you put stops big enough so we have enough protection for the stop. We didn't have a really big release, so that's the only thing we don't have going for it. But it's a clear, relatively fresh area for the time being. Yeah. Yeah, just there. Yeah, and to the upside, if we go to the weekly, you can see that we have this big wick here, which made a big mess. But for the time being, if we manage to move above this high, then we're going to have a weekly uptrend on the euro. So this is going to enable us to position ourselves long, because we have major demand being respected and supply being consumed. So then we're going to be looking to buy retracements. So yes, okay, the euro, US dollar. You can see here that we have some pretty nice areas marked off. Have a look at the weekly. Price is kind of just moving around sideways, drifting sideways. We had this really nice area of demand was established, and price flew out of there. We tested this daily supply, which we can see here. We tested it very nicely. So we sold off, accumulated, and we sold off quickly. So we could expect there to be an imbalance in supply and demand here. The strength on the supply side, because price left the area very quickly. And then this is, if we have a look at this for a minute, price left here. This is supply. Why is it supply? Because it consumed this demand. Why is this demand? Because when price left here, it moved above this high here, which is kind of the parent, the all-time high for all of this, all of these nested, balanced supply and demand just here. So this is important. It was taken out by this one. You know, I'm just going to mark all these off. This is important. It was taken away, removed by this one. Is this one still valid? It isn't. Why not? Because this one is the one that removed that, and this one has been taken out by this one, which I've marked off. So shorts up there will be interesting. On the downside, we have this nice little area. You see how price kind of accumulated for a while, and we flew north out of the area. So there's a lot of buying at this area. This is a 130-100 area. So buying down there would be a decent shorter term trade, I think. Keep in mind that price is drifting, so you can see we're moving sideways, so you want to be buying at the lows and selling at the highs, which is what we have here and we have down here as well. So just keep that in mind. You don't want to be trying to position yourself in the middle here, because price likes to gravitate to the edge of these areas. To the upside, if price comes back up to this weekly supply, I think we'll see some short entering about the 14300 to the 14600 area, which will line up nicely with the back of this trend line potentially. Yeah, but for day trading, I think we'll be selling up here and then buying down here until something significant enters the market. The dollar sold off when the interest rates were mentioned, because there was a less aggressive stance than expected, and so the market was expecting bigger interest rate hikes, but the Fed is looking to do this gradually, so have like a nice gradual plan to reduce inflation in the US. So disappointing results out of the dollar, which is why we saw it sell off yesterday, or a couple of days ago. This is the one here, this one here. So 3 days ago. Good. So that's what we have there on the dollar CAD, the dollar yen. We have this. Have a look at the weekly so we know where we are. What are we doing? We're kind of taking a breather from this really strong move higher. We have this area of supply that it's tested almost to the pip, and now we're selling off. So what does that mean? Well, that means that we are a weekly supply is driving price. So the dollar is selling off, it's reacting to weekly supply. On the daily chart, you see how price has been trading nice and efficiently. What does efficient trading mean? It means that price is moving away from, when price is out of balance, it returns to rebalance it. So when price left here, it was out of balance, rebalanced, balanced, out of balance, balanced, return to here, return to here. This inefficiency was rebalanced. Now price has left, probably return back to somewhere here, and it'll probably return back up to here, and then continue low, is my expectation. And so when price comes back up to the 114.48, I think shorts will be advisable there. We have a quick look at the area. You can see that we had this test. We had a horizontal trend line break. We had the highs getting lower and the lows staying the same. So we had one test, two tests, and then a big sharp sell off there. So if we have a look on the 4 hour, I'm thinking we'll probably get some shorts entering there at about the 114.50 area. That's my bet at least. And then as long as price keeps moving down here, then we're probably not going to see a whole lot of demand in the opposing area. We do have this down here, mind you, which is very strong, which will likely give us a bit of a reaction. This is at the 112.12 area. We have a look at that. You're here with the lows that we've seen earlier. So around here, see, tested. It hasn't been taken out yet, so I think if we come down here, we're probably going to get a reaction, potentially a rally back up into this accumulation or to the highs, and then potentially a continuation lower. We'll have to see what happens for the time being. Yeah, they're good for the pound. What do we have? The euro pound. Well, on the weekly, we're forming this pennant formation. You can see how highs are getting lower and lows are getting higher, like so. Looks like we're about to break out of this one here, which will qualify this one down here. Let me delete one of these. There we are. So which will qualify this one down here. So this is established and untested. This one here is tested one time. Down here, it was tested by this here. Really nice trade there. Our price left, tested, and then went north. Go to the daily chart and have a look. Then you can see that we have a few areas that look pretty interesting. We have this daily trend line that has been broken. The area that broke the trend line is this one here. This is the first accumulation after the trend line break. So we'll likely see some reactions down in here. And now we're getting pretty close to this up here. Price is testing at the 8800 area. So I'm thinking that due to the fact that there is talk about hiking rates in the UK, this is going to attract some flows to the pound and potentially bring this pair a little bit lower. Is price balanced or out of balance? Well, you can see that when we left this, we were out of balance. It's rebalanced. It's out of balance. We returned to parity almost. We came to the low, so I think that if price manages to come back up to, let me grab onto that, up to here, somewhere around there, the 8900 area. Let's dig a little deeper and see if we can find something smaller. Okay, good. Okay, so we have the daily area, we got the 8900 area there. But on the 4 hour, we can see that we have something a little bit higher, so around there, which is exactly where price tested. So the 8800 area to the 8850 area is a pretty nice area to short, as a matter of fact. I'm going to put that on quick. I like that. Let me see. Sorry, that was the wrong got carried away. That's the wrong price structure. This is the one I want to look at. Let me have a look up here. This one here. You can see how when price left here, it rallied and we shot down here. So we had like a small trend line break. Go to the hourly just to have a closer look inside there. Let me put a shape on there. Here. So you can see that this is where it is. If you look at the structure of that, we have accumulation, and then price did this, and now it's leaving. See, this candle here is the one that left. This one here, so we're probably going to get a reaction. Just okay. It's quite funny. My son just came and he was asking about the name of a cartoon that we were watching the other day. It's called Rick and Morty. It's crazy. It's about a granddad and his grandson. This granddad lives at home with his daughter, her husband, and her son. And the granddad's like a mad scientist, and he's got all of these crazy devices and inventions that he has, and he always takes the grandson on these crazy missions together, and he kind of he pulls them out of school without the parents knowing, and they do all sorts of crazy things. Anyway, my son just came up and he said, "Dad, what's the name of the program?" And I was like, "It's Rick and Morty." And Danish people, or people who speak Danish, they have the native tongue, when they say "ah," like the first letter of the color red, he pronounces it with a W, like, so they say like wed. so I just had like a little moment there trying to say, I was like, no, not wed, red. Anyway, he laughs at me when I speak Danish, and I laugh at him when he speaks English. Anyway, okay, back to the charts. So we have, you can see here actually that we had these lows here. So test, and this little area, this accumulation cut through it really quickly. So you could actually say that this one here is the one responsible for doing all the damage, and it looks something like that. So if we remove that one, and we zoom out to here and have a look and see what it is, and you can see that it actually brings us right up into here. See, right up into here. So this is actually the one that did it. So this is at the 88, 89. So that'd be a pretty cool area, I think, to try and get your foot on a short, because that might be quite interesting to look at there. And we had this really nice one up here. Price already tested it, and then it shot off. But I think between the 88.60 and the 8900, I think we'll start to see some people accumulating short orders to move lower. But we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, but somewhere in here, I think. Let's have a quick look at the 4 hour. Have a quick look at the price there. Yeah, well, you can see we have this accumulation here. This is pretty clear. I mean, it starts here. This is a bit of a wiki bar, so we'll take the whole thing. And then we have, ideally, you want to take from the high to where price tested on the way down, which is right there. So if we enable that, you can see now that it looks like this. So we actually have two levels, one on top of the other. And this one here looks like it's a pretty nice one. This is the lower one of the two, which is the 88.80 area. I think that's pretty interesting. And we have this one here, and when price came up here, it left very quickly. So we're probably going to get some kind of reaction here at the 8800. But price has already been back to the highs here, so I don't want to sell for a price any cheaper than the high of this candle, which is 88.50. That's the cheapest I'm gonna sell at here. But I think something up here would be really interesting, just up here. So around the, let me put that up there. This is also the trend line break as well. I mean, it happened here. So around the 88, at the 80-ish area, I think that's a pretty nice place to short there. Look at that huge bearish accumulation, that push lower. That's beautiful. That's a pretty nice one there. And what you could do, you could have your entry here and your stop just above. If we go like that, or you could put your stop above the wick. And I might put this on on a small account and trade that one, but I don't think I'll do it on this one. I'd rather go for the more conservative entries. And also something up here. That might be a pretty nice area to short out at the top there. Yeah, but that's what we have there for the time being. Let's have a look at another one, maybe the kiwi. So what's going on in the kiwi? Now we have a lot of pretty cool stuff going on here. You can see that we had this area here that was marked off for a long time. This was tested a few times. You can see that it's no longer valid. So you ask yourself, what area's supply took it out? Well, this one here did. This one here. So we put our thing on there, rectangle. And is this one valid? No, it isn't. Which demand took it out? This one here. Is this one valid? No, it isn't. Which area of supply crushed this one here? Well, this one did here. So we're going to mark off the whole area. Maybe something like that. I'll take the whole thing right there. So that's the one that did it. That did the serious damage there. So that's what we want to target for a short. You can see currently, if we have a look at the weekly, what we're doing, well, we're actually reacting at some demand down here at the bottom. I have to go on the daily because it's not very clear there, but you can see here that we have accumulation, price came back into it, poked into it. You can see had the parent, child, price came down to the parent, went through the child, or came to the bottom of the child. Now it's moving higher. We had this gap slip. We had a nice rejection at the accumulation at the top of the gap slip. Now price is seeing some strength and is moving higher and deeper into that. So price is currently at disparity. We need to rebalance, and rebalancing will bring us back here. So I'm going to put this one on, I think, on my big account. Make sure I got my risk correct. 0.25%, that's fine. So 61 is going to move my stop just over. I'll put it like that, just so I... Okay. I'll put the order in. 57 micro lots. We're going to be selling at 71.78. 71.79, I'll round up, and we have the stop at 72.57. And then the target we're going to put, let's have a look. Okay, so the target we're going to put, you see we have kind of a pattern emerging here. If we have a nice push away here, then we're going to have a nice accumulation here. So we're going to want our target to be really around here, but we'll have to wait and see what happens there. I think that looks alright. I really like this one here. Still waiting for that price to get up there. If price comes up there, I'll be in. I like that. The 74.16, but this is a nice shorter one. Matter of fact, I'm just going to put a 1-to-1 on that because I'm going to be not managing so aggressively these next days. So yeah, that's what we have, I think. So I've got quite a few trades open. These are all like position and swing trades, so I allow myself to have a lot of them open, and I'm not risking more than sometimes a 10th%, other times a 0.25% per trade. So if all of them get stopped out at once, I'll only lose a few percent, which is fine, and they're very, very far away from price, generally speaking. So yeah, so that's what we have for the time being. I return to Denmark again on Friday of this week. I'll be back home, and so the next symposium will be as normal, and so I'm going to post the link, and so I encourage anyone who wants to participate in the symposiums live to log on. And if you have any questions or things you want me to cover in the symposium on Monday, which will be Monday the 27th, a week from today, then please let me know, and I'll be sure to cover those. Also, if you're having some issues with the software, or you want to know something about how I'm doing something, or using it or configuring it, please let me know, and I'll be sure to cover that in the next symposium. Good, I'll leave it at that. Thank you very much for watching. Again, any questions, please send them in. Thanks.